Hi there, welcome along to Taking the Biz, the channel dedicated to A-level business students. If you're a first-time watcher, definitely think about subscribing for updates as new videos become available. This tutorial is going to focus on the topic of recruitment and selection. So we're going to go through what's known as the recruitment and selection process, and we're also going to have a look at why having an effective recruitment and selection process may be beneficial to business organizations. So we'll start by going through the processes that a business will work through when they're looking to recruit new employees. And the first stage is to identify that they have a vacancy that needs filling in the organisation in the first place. Now this probably seems like quite a straightforward process. An employee leaves the organisation, so a business knows that it has a vacancy to fill. Quite often in an organisation, a vacancy might come about without anybody else leaving the organisation. So maybe because of restructuring, maybe because of a change in the nature of the work that the business does or the markets that they target, or maybe because of growth. New employees might be required in the organisation without anybody having left. So the business will need to go through a process of identifying exactly what positions it needs in order to move forward. And it's going to have to decide whether this is just one position or several positions. They'll have to decide who's going to line manage these new recruits, whether they're going to have any subordinates that they're in charge of. And so all of these formative organisational decisions will be right at the start of informing the recruitment and selection process. Now, once the business has decided on the fundamentals of what type of job they're looking to recruit for and how many people they're looking to take on, they will then prepare two very important HR documents known as a job description and a person specification. Now, a job description is quite simply an outline of all of the tasks and the duties and the responsibilities that this new recruit that's going to join the organisation is going to be expected to perform. So it can be used to inform prospective candidates as to what kind of tasks and duties they're going to be expected to fulfill should they be successful in joining the organisation. Now, a person specification is a different document. In this, the business is going to outline all of the skills, the characteristics, the qualifications and the experiences that they would like the successful candidate to possess. And so it's going to help who's ever in charge of the final selection of which candidate to appoint match what candidates are offering to what the business has decided it's looking for in the ideal recruit. So we've got those two documents, we've got the job description and the person specification. And once those two documents are completed, the next job is to advertise the vacancy. And at this point, the business has got another decision to make as to whether it's going to advertise the vacancy internally. So it's going to promote this job opportunity within the organisation to existing employees, look to recruit from within and offer a promotion to somebody that already works for the business. Whether they're going to advertise the vacancy externally and look to bring in somebody new from outside the organisation, maybe from a rival or maybe someone from a different industry, maybe in some positions might be somebody that's without work, and bring them into the organisation. Now, it could well be that the business will decide to do both of those and offer the vacancy internally as well as advertising it externally. And both of those two options have their own advantages. Recruiting internally means that somebody could be found that knows the organisation, has been working for it, understands its policies, its procedures, its practices, so their productivity might be higher from an earlier stage. But external candidates can bring with them new skills, new perspectives, new ways of doing things, new ideas that the business may benefit from. So it's an important decision for the organisation, and each of them have their own pros and cons. It's a possible avenue for exam questions as to which the business would be better off pursuing. Now, once we've advertised the vacancy, it makes sense that people will start to apply for the position. So the business is going to have to sift through all of the applications, perhaps look through all of the CVs that applicants have sent in, but they're not going to want to pursue every single inquiry from people that have applied for the job. Some of the people that may have applied simply may not be suitable or what the business is looking for. So the next stage is to create a shortlist. That's to narrow the field of applicants down from everybody that's applied to everybody that the business is interested in finding out more about. And the way that they will find out more about them is to invite the people that make it onto the shortlist to a series of interviews or possibly assessment days or assessment activities where they can find out more about each one. And this is where we're moving from the recruitment process and try and get people to apply for the job into the selection process, where we now start to decide who might be the best candidate for this position. So after the interviews have taken place, after the business has conducted any assessment activities that it wishes to put candidates through, the final stage of the recruitment process is to actually make an appointment. So somebody within the organisation or a team of people within the organisation will have to weigh up the application forms, the interviews and the assessments and decide which candidate may be best for the job. It may even be a case of deciding that none of the applicants are what the business is ideally looking for. None of them really possess the characteristics, the skills, the experiences that they've outlined as part of their person specification. So the business may decide to re-advertise the position and begin the process again. Now, a very common exam question is to look at whether an effective recruitment and selection policy is important for a business or how valuable it might be. And having an effective recruitment and selection process can certainly bring some major benefits, because if the business is recruiting the right employees, then it stands to reason that they're going to have a more effective workforce. And that may have some positive consequences. So it's just the quality of what they produce may be better. The quality of customer service they provide may be enhanced. The business, if it appoints the right people, may also experience lower costs because the right appointee is less likely to leave. So labour turnover will be lower in the organisation. Absenteeism may be lower inside the organisation, and the business won't have to face both the financial cost and the opportunity cost of going through the recruitment process again to replace somebody who maybe wasn't suitable in the first place. We should also say that through recruiting the right people, the business may begin to build up a reputation as being a good organisation to work for, with a quality workforce and a brand name as a good employer. So these gains in productivity and quality and customer service and cost minimisation make getting the recruitment and selection process right an invaluable pursuit for managers. Common topic to come up in A-level exams. Hopefully that tutorial will support your revision. Keep on taking the biz and we'll see you very soon.